You already know what you need to do. You've known it for years. But every time the moment comes, the moment to act, to start, to commit, you hesitate, you scroll, you delay, you promise yourself tomorrow. But what if I told you tomorrow never comes? Because success doesn't belong to those who wait. It belongs to those who decide right now to take control of their habits, their mind, and their life. This is the power of self-discipline, the invisible force that separates the dreamers from the doers, the wishers from the winners, and the average from the extraordinary. So let me ask you something. If your future self could see you right now, would they thank you or beg you to wake up? Success is not something you pursue. It's something you attract by the person you become. That line, simple but powerful, hides the ultimate secret to achievement. Because success isn't about luck, it isn't about talent, it's about discipline. Let's be honest. Everyone wants to be successful. Everyone wants freedom, happiness, confidence. But most people don't want to pay the price. They want the results without the sacrifice, the reward without the grind. And that's where dreams go to die, in the space between desire and discipline. You see, self-discipline isn't punishment, it's self-respect. It's telling yourself, I deserve more than the comfort of now. It's waking up before the sun rises, not because you have to, but because your goals are worth it. And no, I'm not saying you have to live like a monk, eat dry broccoli, and chant affirmations all day. I'm saying discipline is simply doing what needs to be done, especially when you don't feel like it. Because if we all only worked out, studied, or saved money when we felt like it, we'd all be experts at Netflix marathons and midnight snacks. But here's the truth. Your feelings don't build your future. Your decisions do. A man once stood in front of his mirror, 40 years old, successful by society's standards. Good job, decent home, family. But every night, as he brushed his teeth, he felt something burning inside. Not pride, not satisfaction, but regret. He realized he had been living on autopilot, reacting to life instead of creating it. He kept saying, someday I'll start that business. Someday I'll lose this weight. Someday I'll write that book. But someday had stolen 20 years of his life. So that night, he decided to change one thing. Not his goals, but his habits. He started small, woke up 30 minutes earlier, read a few pages, worked out a little, and stopped hitting snooze. And within 6 months, everything changed. Not because the world became easier, but because he became stronger. That man could be you, and maybe this moment right now could be your mirror moment. Because the next 30 seconds could define the next 30 years if you choose discipline over comfort. Discipline is not a war against the world, it's a war within yourself. Every morning, your mind gives you two options, the easy road or the meaningful road. One leads to temporary comfort, the other to lasting fulfillment. But here's the twist. Both roads feel painful, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The question is, which pain are you willing to endure? Losers make promises they often break. Winners make commitments they always keep. Commitment. That's what transforms ordinary people into legends. Not talent, not luck, commitment. And before you say, but I'm just not that disciplined, let's clear something up. You're disciplined at checking your phone every 10 minutes. Disciplined at procrastinating. Disciplined at avoiding discomfort. Imagine if you redirected that same energy into habits that build your future instead of draining it. Imagine where you'd be a year from now. Maybe you'd look back at this very moment and say, that's where it all changed. Let's break it down. Discipline is not about forcing yourself. It's about training yourself. The human brain craves consistency. When you repeat an action often enough, it becomes automatic. That's why brushing your teeth feels effortless. It's programmed. Now imagine programming your brain to crave progress. Start with small wins. I wake up 10 minutes earlier. I read 2 pages a day, walk instead of scroll. Every small win builds confidence. Confidence builds momentum. Momentum builds transformation. That's the domino effect of discipline. Think of it like compound interest, except the investment isn't money, it's you. Each disciplined choice pays dividends over time. You may not see the results today. You may not even see them next week, but one day you'll look in the mirror. You won't recognize the person staring back because you'll finally become who you were meant to be. Now, let's be real. Discipline isn't glamorous. It's not motivational quotes and sunrise jogs every day. Sometimes it's 10 p.m. and you're exhausted. Sometimes it's saying no to your old habits, your old friends, your old comfort zone. That's when most people quit. That's when they say, maybe this isn't for me. The results you achieve will be in direct proportion to the effort you apply. In other words, if it's hard, it's working. Growth is never painless. Think of a muscle. You tear it, it hurts, but then it rebuilds stronger. Discipline works the same way. Every time you resist temptation, you're strengthening your willpower. Every time you stay consistent, you're expanding your limits. So the next time you feel like quitting, remember, you're not failing, you're forging. Why do so many people start strong and then fade away? Because they mistake motivation for discipline. Motivation is emotional. It's temporary. It's the spark that gets you started. But discipline, that's the engine that keeps you going long after the fire dies. Motivation says, I feel like it. Discipline says, I'll do it anyway. You don't need to feel inspired every morning. You just need to be consistent. Here's the secret. Your brain doesn't care how you feel. It cares what you repeat. So stop waiting for motivation. Start creating momentum. Every morning, ask yourself one question. What would the disciplined version of me do right now? Then do that, because every time you choose discipline, you're casting a vote for the future you want. And one day, those votes will add up to a life most people only dream about. Discipline doesn't just give you success. It gives you freedom. Freedom from guilt. Freedom from regret. Freedom from living below your potential. It gives you the power to walk into any room with confidence, knowing you've earned your peace. You've built it. You've lived it. Time and health are two precious assets that we don't recognize and appreciate until they have been depleted. Discipline protects both, because when you're disciplined, you respect your time. You guard your energy. You create a future you don't need to escape from. And let's face it, life will test you. Bills, stress, responsibilities. They don't care about your goals. But discipline keeps you grounded. It's the anchor that holds you steady when the storm hits. It's not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. Because one day, you'll look back and realize you didn't conquer the mountain in one leap. You did it one disciplined step at a time. There's a hero inside you, waiting to be unleashed. But that hero won't appear when things are easy. They appear when things get hard, when you choose progress over excuses, when you stay disciplined even when nobody's watching. Because discipline isn't just what you do, it's who you become. Because the power to change your life has been in your hands the entire time. And today, you finally decide to use it. Discipline isn't the enemy of freedom. It's the path to it. So if you're ready to take control, to start becoming 1% better every single day, watch this next video on your screen right now. Because your journey doesn't end here. It starts there.